Howdy there, partner. Today we're doing more fabrication on the Sequoia. We got to mount these beautiful Born Off-Road traction boards. We've got new fab equipment from Rogue Fabrication to make a ladder. Gonna do some tube pending with a new size of tube. Then we've got some headers, super Before we can do any of that though, this thing needs some maintenance. The timing belt, unknown condition. The cursed check engine light has returned, this time for something new, running lean. The radiator has a hole in it, and oh God, yeah, it's got a lot of miles on it. So, we're gonna do a timing belt. We got an upgraded radiator for it, lots of goodies, so let's just get that out of the way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, I think I found our vacuum leak. Oh. So I was pulling the intake manifold off. Anything you have to do to these motors, you gotta take the intake manifold off. But I was doing it to place the water pump here. Second 1UZ water pump in a week. But this thing had a check engine light for running lean because it had a vacuum leak. I think I found the vacuum leak. This intake manifold gasket is just, look at that, it's just, it's been in there for 2 months, so that's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna replace them with the 1UZ ones because they're like a nice, squishy composite material, and I think that's just far superior. I think these are supposed to be reusable, but I don't think that's gonna seal up very well. Bruh. Who put silicone on all these O-rings? Fool. First time, all the marks lined up. I gotta say, out of all the engines I've ever timed, UZ's some of the easiest. So that was a pleasant surprise, being that it's a dual overhead cam V8. Put the intake manifold back on and put it back together. So the entire front of the motor is put back together, besides the serpentine belt and the fan, and the entire top of the motor is put together besides the intake. The next step is to put the new radiator in, which we gotta go to the storage unit for. Hell yeah. So this is some radiator I bought off eBay. Unfortunately, Mishimoto doesn't make radiators for Sequoias. And this definitely ain't no Mishimoto quality, but hopefully it'll do the job. It's bigger, it's all aluminum, not plastic, and it doesn't have a hole in it, so three net dubs, hopefully. Not off to a good start unless I have it backwards. Off to a good start at all. Bro, it's like, sorry, what? What were they thinking, bro? All right, looks like we're gonna have to do some trimming. It's just like the holes just don't line up, bro. Why? You welded it like an inch too high, bro. You were close, but not that close. It's not that hard, bro. Bro. Not only the shroud not fit, the fitting attachments for the radiator are wrong. This is like a $400 radiator. Like, this is not cheap. I think these are like AN lines, but they're not even, I don't think they are AN lines. It's like I need to put a hose barb on this for whatever this size is, ideally. That's what needs to happen. Bro, it's not even the right thread pitch for an AN line. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to go to the store and hope we can find some sort of hose barb that works for it. If Mishimoto doesn't make a radiator for your car, just buy the factory one. That's what I should have done. But I wanted an upgrade. It's also like, this thing's bent. Like, the entire thing's crooked. Should check to see if it even fits and lines up in the car. It more or less seems like it does line up. Bruh. What? Oh, it's gonna be close, bro. I think it'll work, but it seems like it's skinnier than the factory one. That's a piece of shit, bro. Man, I think this is one of the worst quality pieces I've ever bought. So we got the plastic shroud on here, hoping it lines up with the fan. How big is the fan? Like, is it a tight fit? No, that's good. Okay, so it'll probably be fine, but who knows with this thing. Now we have to make the trans line adapter things. Pretty much, this is the old fitting, doesn't work obviously. I'm gonna make a little barb out of some hard line, which is kind of the same size, but we'll bump in it. And then I have some compression fittings somewhere in here. So I can flare one in, kind of like a brake line, attach it, barb it. Hopefully it works. We got our two hopeful fittings. Will it work? I don't know. I don't believe this is a high pressure line, so hopefully it does. To test it, I think it's good. Whew. Hopefully it's not a high pressure line. Now, since this thing is about 1/4 of an inch narrower than the other one, the holes aren't gonna line up. So, gonna make them bigger. See that it gets to this point. There we go. We got the radiator kind of in, and the fan hits the shroud. This is the single worst quality piece I've ever installed on anything. Now we fill it up with coolant, do an oil change, hope it runs, hope it doesn't leak, and hope the vacuum leak is fixed and the check engine light goes away. If any of those things don't go to plan, we'll have more to do. Drain the Pennzoil out of it, put more Pennzoil in it. Platinum full synthetic 10W30 going in. Oh, liquid gold. No explosions. All right, we're gonna crank her up. She got oil, she got coolant. Hopefully she keeps her oil, she keeps her coolant, she runs. Timing's right. No vacuum leaks. Please, baby. I mean, it seems good in here. It definitely feels like it's misfiring a bit though, but we're gonna drive it up and down the street and see what happens. It is not happy though.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah. No, I think it's just totally misfiring. Even like right now, it does not feel right. Yeah. It kind of just sounds like it's running on 7 cylinders.
That's the only code though?
Yeah, fault number 1. It might be cylinder number 1, because I did unplug that coil pack. So I'm gonna try and plug it in while it's running, see if it changes. Yeah, so it's misfiring on cylinder 1. One of the previous owners, there's a wiretap on this coil pack. So who would be surprised if that fucking has something to do with it? That, or I've got another coil pack, so. Oh. Okay. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. I think I fixed it. It feels much smoother. Oh yeah, she's on all day now, for sure. It's funny, you know, it still feels pretty slow, even with 1 extra cylinder, but I guess it's just slow. Well, we have completed our test drive and no check engine lights. 195-degree coolant tip, steady. I think we successfully conquered the check engine light once again, and it now has a upgraded radiator. It's worse in every single way besides the fact that it's bigger and aluminum. Now we're back. This is the smoothest this thing has ever ran. It's getting a whopping 10 miles a gallon around town. Let's go. Now we can get to work on building some of the other overlanding stuff. I don't know where I'm gonna mount these, so I'm gonna ask my patrons and they're gonna decide. But I do know what I'm gonna do with the ladder. We got a bunch of 1-inch DOM, and we're going to be building the ladder right here above the rear tire. Now, the one thing we're gonna do is it's gonna be a collapsible ladder. Because obviously I want it to be able to come all the way down so you don't have to like, you know, do that big movement to get onto the tire to then get onto the ladder. You know, that kind of makes it pointless. So we'll have the top portion up here and then the bottom portion will be able to fold down and we'll have a full ladder. The reason why we're doing it there and not on the back is because we're gonna be adding more storage back here. So it's like, you'd have to take everything off to get to the ladder. That's not gonna work. And then we've got an awning on this side. So, you know, if the awning's out, you can't get past the awning. So ladder's going right here. Roughly 100 centimeters. Hey, yo, that's a really clean bend on a very small tube. It'll go on like, oh, baby. And then a couple of clamps to make it removable. Chef's the kiss. I got my 2 handles for skiing. You know, they're a little heavy, but. So it's gonna be something like right that. That's part 1 of the ladder. I'm gonna go ahead and build the bars that connect these two, but I don't know terminology for a ladder. Approximately 22, so maybe like 25. Okay, grab the JB weld and let's go, bro. This is definitely a way thicker wall than it needs to be. because this thing probably weighs 25 pounds already. Hey, yo. I mean, it works. Cool. So we got the main top section of the ladder all finished with the bottom mount, top mount, and the hinges. Now it's time to build the second part of the ladder that folds down all the way to the ground. Whoa, bruh. Ah, shit.
Damn, bro.
Dang it. That comes down. Does it hit the fender? No, it doesn't. Hits the tire right like there. Do I do it?
Bro, is it tight? It snaps.
Yeah, it's tight-ish.
Right,
Oh god, yeah, the zip ties.
Jeez, I was like, wait a minute. There's no way it's tight. And it's pack welded.
So? Yeah, I can just make like a little stopper on the end of that to make it more out like.
Make it hit the tire.
Well, it does hit the tire just up
like
there.
Before it goes.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to hardly get your foot on this.
I know. There to there. To there, it's fine. As you saw, the ladder works perfectly. 80% perfectly. We're gonna build some stoppers here and on the tire, not on the tire, on the ladder that hits the tire, so that it's more at this angle, so it's a little bit easier to go up. It's gonna be more like out here somewhere. Like right there. So we got our ladder done. We added the pin to keep it put together while you're driving around. And then we added these two, which are stoppers. Next step, sand it up, paint it. And after that, we'll do the final details once it's on the Sequoia. Here at EM Industries, we finish our products nicely, all the finishing touches, including some grip tape on your ladder rungs so you don't fall and die. Oh, and then look, this is right here. Pull this out. And boom, that lines up the tire. Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
How's the grip tape feel?
Good. Very grippy. Let's go. Forward about 2 months, ladder's still here, all good. I haven't used it once, but it's not rusting. If you didn't notice, this video is taking a bit to come out. But now is the final move. These gotta go somewhere. I figure, what's a better use of the ladder than putting them somewhere up on the roof rack, right? Boom, look, it's wet and still not sketchy to climb up. These things fit perfectly up here, so kind of thinking that's where I'm gonna put them. And look, now it's just as easy as going up the ladder and they're right here. Now, if we have other stuff on the ladder, then this might get in the way a bit, but you know. Voila.
Yo.
That angle is better, right?
Now these are gonna go in the Sequoia. I could either mount them on the roof rack, make them accessible by ladder, but they're kind of tall, like they'll stick up a bit. Or I can make an elevated floor in the back, and these can go underneath them. Let me know what you think. Well, after 2 months of working on this video, I think we're done. Maintenance, timing belt, upgraded radiator, ladder, and traction boards mounted on the roof rack. Huge thank you to Born Off-Road for the traction boards and for these big containers. Do you guys want to see me do more stuff to this thing? Like, we're gonna make more storage. We're going to possibly make the fake floor or mount these on the roof. Do you want to see that? This video, you know, admittedly, it wasn't a whole lot. It was doing maintenance and fabricating a ladder. But let me know.
Hey, yo.